What's up guys, hanging out here in my garage, and today I'm gonna teach you guys how to wax your snowboard. So let's get started. Now, when it comes to waxing your snowboard, you wanna wax your snowboard about every 3 to 5 days. And I'm gonna go over exactly what you guys need. So we're gonna start off with wax. When it comes to wax, there's different colors that represent different temperature ranges. So you make sure you read the side of the box so you know exactly which wax to use. So we need wax. The next thing we're gonna need is an iron. We gotta be able to melt the wax into the board to make sure we're going super fast. After we wax our board, we're gonna need a scraper. The scraper gets all the wax off so that, again, we can go super fast. Now, as an added bonus, you guys can use something called a base cleaner. Essentially, we will clean the base out of all the dirt and the gross stuff before we wax. So, right now, I'm gonna get into every single step so you guys know what you're doing. And if you guys have any questions, definitely reach out below and I'll answer your questions. So, let's keep going. So I've already loosened my bindings just to make sure I don't damage my board. But now I'm gonna use base cleaner. Essentially, I use Pearl base cleaner because it's biodegradable. It makes me feel better about the environment and I'm not just creating toxins everywhere. So what you wanna do is spray this on and then it's gonna clean your base off so there's no dirt and grime. We don't wanna put that dirt and grime into the base, we wanna pull it out. So I just simply spray it on and then I wanna wipe it away. So my iron is heated up and I got my wax that I need to use. So what I want to do is start at the tip of the snowboard and work my way back. I want to drip the wax on, kind of going back and forward. And then I want to try to get about 45% of the base covered in wax. I don't want the whole entire thing because I'm going to melt it in. And I don't want to use too much. I don't want to waste the wax, as well as I don't want to have to scrape all of that off later. I will also, as a bonus, I'll make sure that I'll take this wax and I'll run it up and down the edges specifically, because when you're snowboarding, most of the time, you're actually on your edges more so than on your flat base. So think about every time you stop. Every time we stop, it's gonna like pull a little bit of that wax off. So we wanna make sure that we add some wax there. Now, I've covered most of the board with wax. Now, I'm gonna take my iron and I'm gonna go in a straight line from tip to tail. As I do that, I just wanna move slowly. I don't ever wanna stay in one spot because I don't wanna burn the base or melt the base. So I'm constantly moving. So you'll start to notice here that the wax is nice and smooth and even kind of shiny. And that's exactly what you're looking for. I wanna make sure that all of this right here is gonna get nice and waxed in. If there's spots where you're not getting enough wax, you can go in a circular movement or circular motion just to get that wax in, or add wax to that certain spot. So moving on. Now that we've waxed our entire snowboard from tip to tail and we made sure we didn't miss any spots, now it's time to let our snowboard cool down. I'll let it sit overnight and then I just scrape in the morning, or I'll scrape at the parking lot when I get to the resort. Like I said, this is biodegradable wax, so I don't have to feel guilty about waxing in the park or scraping in the parking lot. But you do want to make sure this cools down to room temperature. You want to feel the board and make sure it's room temperature. You also want to make sure you feel underneath to make sure that the core inside is also room temperature. The more that we can let this cool down, the better it is, and then we can scrape it away. We're back and it's time to scrape our snowboard. If you're scraping in the parking lot, the easiest thing to do is put one end of your snowboard against a tire so it doesn't slip and slide everywhere. And then you can really put some elbow grease into it. And then it's just like, it's way faster, it feels pretty awesome. Okay, so when it comes to scraping, I like to hold my scraper with my forefingers in front, and then I'll actually have my thumbs pushing against the center, and then you're pushing this way. Some people prefer to scrape their boards where the edge is going into the board. I like to think about I'm just scraping off the wax, not pushing more wax into the base. It's actually gonna be better for your base in the long run just by doing it this way. So thumbs on either side, and then you're scraping in this direction. So that's how I wax my snowboard. Now, when it comes to waxing, my whole goal is to put wax on and go ride, but you can get super nerdy when it comes to waxing. So if you guys have any other little secrets or any other things that you guys wanna add, I want you to hop down in the comments below and let me know what you guys use, or let me know what you guys do. So another thing is I love using Pearl Wax. And the reason why I love using Pearl Wax is because they're locally owned and operated in Colorado. So I love supporting the local businesses. The other thing is that they are biodegradable. So I don't have to feel guilty if I'm like scraping my board in the parking lot. I know that it's gonna be environmentally friendly. So if you guys are interested in picking up anything from Pearl, I'm gonna hook you guys up with a 20% discount for your first purchase. Now, these guys have wax, they have irons, they have scrapers, and so much more. They actually have a kit where it's just like a one-stop shop. You get everything you need and then you're done. Go down into the description below. I'm gonna give you the 20% discount code there, and then all you gotta do is simply click the link and then go over to the site, check it out. If you guys have any questions about Pearl Wax or anything about waxing, shoot me a comment below. Also, make sure you guys subscribe and like this video. So you guys are awesome, and on that note, we out. Woo!